Yesterday I had this weird kind of Facebook experience. I started throwing up a lot of personal stuff online, and I mean, who doesn't really? But I guess my stuff was so personal it might have intersected with other people's mindsets or concerns, things like that. I just want to say, it's. I mean, I just want to say, when you see me post stuff online that's kind of deeply personal. Um, well, I can't tell you don't take it to heart, but what I will say is, don't dwell on it. Don't wrap your day around it. It's usually just I don't know, just personal stuff. I mean, and I'll be very candid. I don't. I have a very solitary kind of life, which is the way I want it. I mean, it could always be better. I can make adjustments here and there when it comes to socializing and things like that. But and it definitely could be better. But it's sort of the way I want it. I like being by myself. And part of that is kind of just interacting on Facebook. Um, and it's not that Facebook is some sort of consolation prize. I mean, I prefer that type of interaction when I'm, alone and, just doing stuff online. I love the online sort of aspect of social media. Um, not like there's another aspect that's not online or offline, unless you want to get really creative about social media and offline interaction. But anyway, the point being is, I do throw up a lot of personal stuff on there, and I notice the reactions too. I mean, I get a lot more comments and a lot more reactions on my posts. People definitely know something is up, especially when you're flooding their screens, right? So yeah. Anyway, the point of this video, I didn't want to go on too long about it. I think I've gone on for about 3 minutes now. I mean, 3 minutes is a long time to be talking about Facebook, but um, a friend of mine once mentioned the idea, and I don't like always being very specific about these things because I don't like outing people or anything like that. But he said something very interesting the other day, and this was when I say the other day, I mean like months ago. He said that we all believe in God, and I've been flipping through some books and some reading some stuff online, and I kind of get a gist of what he's saying, and I do agree with him. I do. I actually do agree that we all believe in God. I don't think there's a culture on earth that you could find that doesn't have some sort of God narrative, some sort of God figure. Um, I don't think you could find one anywhere that doesn't, believe in some kind of supernatural thing. I mean, even in Iceland, where everybody's atheist, they still believe in pixies and fairies and leprechauns, and they think fairies live in rocks. So I mean, they have something. There's always something. But in terms of how dogmatic it might be and how instructional it might be, it might change. Um, so how do you tackle that kind of comment, where it's kind of like, well, we all do believe in God. And I guess to break down what my friend said, yeah, like we all have that concept in our heads, even if we're atheists, um, we still have that concept. But I mean, I want to say to make it silly, I mean, it's the same. You would have the same kind of concept applies to things like Homer Simpson or Goofy from Disney. I mean, like and I mean, religions are replete with imagery when it comes to gods and their representations in sculpture and in painting and in carvings and I mean, like I mean, just by the way, we see God in toast sometimes. Um, so I mean, yeah. So it's not like there's some special place for God when it comes to imagery and concept. I mean, we have, and you could think about older gods like Osiris. We could think of the same way you would think of like Osiris. Am I saying that right? Osiris? Yeah, the same way you would think of Osiris or Isis. I might get that mixed up. I'm not going to redo this video, so if it's wrong, it's wrong. But or Isis or Horus or Ra or I mean, we all have that same. It's the same mechanism at work. So I mean, when it comes to the Abrahamic faiths and like God, the old man with big long white hair and white beard and all that stuff, it's the same as say pretty much anything that's represented through imagery. Um, the concept is there. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess the difference with God is like it's so pounded into your head and into your language, as with everything else. But in terms of its seriousness and its punitive kind of construct around hell and heaven and things like that, it's a little bit more serious, and I think it's taught to us to be much more serious. But so was Horus and Isis and you name it. So so that's my idea about believing in God. Um, and yeah, and obviously it's with religions they're more dogmatic and they have more policy and more instructions or things that they say about how you should live your life, etc., etc. At least Goofy doesn't dictate that, right? Anyway, that's about it. Bye.